We've developed a program that will help you learn more about your health and will help Steelcase cut the cost of health care at the same time. It's called the Health Evaluation Program. It's designed to measure a number of things. The most important are those conditions and lifestyle factors that lead to the #1 killer in America today, heart disease. A heart attack occurs in this country every 60 seconds. Over 500,000 Americans die from coronary heart disease each year, and many of those people had no idea they had a health problem. In 50% of these cases, the first symptom of heart disease was sudden death. These are not pleasant statistics to report, but perhaps the fact that's the most startling of all is that most of the conditions that cause these heart attacks were preventable. And it's that fact that has brought us to develop the Health Evaluation Program. The Health Evaluation Program is conducted by highly trained health professionals specifically contracted by Steelcase for this evaluation. The health evaluation itself includes the following: the measurement of blood pressure, determining blood cholesterol levels, and in some cases, measurement of other blood fats and sugars, but only those items permitted to be examined through the consent of the employee. Through the health risk appraisal form, the evaluation will also include an inventory of a number of lifestyle factors, like eating habits and weight control, whether or not a participant is a smoker, and if so, for how long. In addition, we'll ask questions about levels of exercise, as well as questions designed to give us a profile of the hereditary background of each of the participants. When this data has been collected and analyzed, general categories of health risks will be brought to the attention of the appropriate people at Steelcase. Then, programs can be developed for the entire workforce, programs that will help the company become more conscious of the general health and well-being of its employees. Throughout this entire process, the individual employees' results are kept confidential. I don't think that we can overemphasize the importance of the health evaluation. It gives the participants some very valuable data. One piece of information gathered through this screening process is the cholesterol level of the blood. Cholesterol is a waxy, fat-like mineral manufactured by our bodies and used to make hormones, nerve cells, vitamin D, and other substances necessary to maintain good health. When we eat too many fatty foods, however, excess amounts of cholesterol build up in the bloodstream, leading to the formation of plaque, a fatty deposit that accumulates inside the arteries and restricts blood flow. This could lead directly to a heart attack or stroke. And high blood pressure is another major contributor to cardiovascular disease. It's a major risk factor. A risk factor is any condition or element of lifestyle that provides a risk to the health of an individual. And risk factors are those things that we are measuring through the Health Evaluation Program. So high blood pressure, like cholesterol, is a risk factor that should be measured and controlled. High blood pressure can be controlled through exercise, diet modification, or medication. Although it is a major risk factor, high blood pressure is something that can easily be controlled and perhaps even eliminated through a good wellness program. We firmly believe that people have a right to make choices, and we wouldn't want to do anything to change that. But we also believe that if we give people the best information they can get about themselves, they'll make decisions about their own lifestyles that are in their own best interests. The truth is, those decisions are in the best interest of Steelcase as well. The company benefits from a healthier workforce in many ways: lower absenteeism, a higher level of morale, greater productivity, and of course, lower health care costs. That's the whole purpose behind the Steelcase Halo program. We can control many risk factors related to our lifestyles if we know what they are and what to do about them. Factors like blood cholesterol levels, smoking, weight gain, sedentary lifestyle, stress, and high blood pressure. Factors we have direct control over in our lives. It's no secret that smoking is the #1 cause of lung cancer in this country, and smoking is a lifestyle factor that weighs heavily in the development of heart disease. But smoking is another lifestyle factor that each of us can learn to control with a little help from a good wellness program. We all know that stress is often blamed for many of our health problems today. Deadlines and other pressures we have to face on the job every day are factors over which we have no control. But if we deal effectively with what we can control, we can lessen the impact that stress or other factors beyond our control will have on our general health. You know, Pam, 50% of the factors leading to a stroke, a medical condition where a plaque or a blood clot blocks blood flow to the brain, are contributed by lifestyle. For cancer, it's 37%. And for heart disease, the #1 killer in America today, it's 54%. Taking control of our lifestyle is clearly the most important thing that we can do to ensure our own good health. According to the American Medical Association, the next dramatic breakthrough in healthcare probably won't come from the hospital or laboratory, but from those institutions that concentrate on prevention rather than treatment. That's what we want to do here at Steelcase. Take a look at this.
And a new study shows that healthier lifestyles, not medical breakthroughs, have dramatically reduced the death rate from heart attacks in the past 25 years. The study said in this country, reductions in cigarette smoking, cholesterol, and blood pressure, and increased exercise have been responsible for the lower death rate.
Thank you, Bert.
Weight training and strength development is a part of physical fitness that is often overlooked. However, when you have a sedentary desk job, it's extremely important. We know that 70% of the lower back pain can be prevented if people would simply exercise. We've provided here at Mesa an outstanding array of equipment and programs specifically designed to enhance your strength and flexibility. We'll talk about the cardiovascular and aerobic components later on. In the weight room, we have Nautilus, Paramount, and Universal equipment, in addition to free weights. We're also in the process of establishing another type of weight training program which will be available in the near future. All of these programs are available to you throughout the day and after duty hours. This is our free exercise area, and the main thing that we feature in here is space. If you've ever tried to exercise at home, you know how that couch or that chair always gets in the way. We teach classes in this area. We have aerobic dance, we have stress management, and other type classes which involve use of the floor space and so on. This room also features, as you will notice, mirrors and ballet rails so you can see what you're doing while you're doing it. As I mentioned to you before, we also provide uniforms for Mesa employees, which include t-shirts, full sweats, both tops and bottoms, Mesa shorts, and socks. I'd also like to show you our attendance counter. When you come in, just press it once. Every time you use the center, you need to record your attendance on here. This helps us with our record keeping and allows us to make sure that we have enough supplies on hand to meet the needs. You'll also find in alpha order here an exercise log. We'll explain to you later on how to fill this out. It's very important that you keep track of the amount of exercise you do. The well plan, which pays you money for the amount of days that you exercise, and the KCAL pin system, which gives you a nice gold, bronze, or silver award at the end of the fitness year, are based on this system. This also allows us to keep track for administrative purposes of absenteeism and medical health care costs as they relate to users of the fitness facility. We have an indoor running track for your convenience. It's a rubberized asphalt surface which is good for your legs. It protects them from injuries. We have a lap direction arrow that you might want to notice. We switch that every day. That's because when you bank the turn, you're running less with one foot than with the other. And if you continue to do that on a regular basis, you develop either an ankle or a knee problem. We also have a pace clock here, as you can see. That's so that you'll know how long you've run. Now, if you want to do interval training or something else, we have a timer clock. It has a little buzzer on it. You can set it to 5 minutes and run for 5 minutes, and it'll buzz as soon as you're done. We also provide lap counters. Sometimes you're talking to your friend or you just don't want to think about how far you have to go or how far you've gone. Our computerized exercise log keeps track of the amount of exercise you've gotten, what you've been doing, and we can use this to qualify your exercise for the well plan. We encourage all new employees to get a fitness profile. We measure your strength, take skin fold measurements, listen to your heart, take your blood pressure, and give you a bench step test. This is one of the quickest ways to determine what type of condition you're in. This evaluation helps us better define what you need to do to improve your health, and we can write an individualized exercise prescription and set up a program for you. Now that you've seen the facility, we hope you're impressed. We hope that you'll come down and use it. Mesa has done everything in its power to enhance your health. We've provided a state-of-the-art facility, a professional staff, all the toiletries and amenities that you need after you exercise. We've given you lockers. We've given you the opportunity through Fit Time and the Well Plan to exercise. The rest is up to you. Take advantage of it. Thank you.
What is good health? Many people think it's simply the lack of disease. They figure if they feel okay, they're probably healthy. But in today's world, that isn't enough. Wouldn't you like to have more energy and feel the best that you can? That's wellness, a positive state of physical, emotional, and mental health. Find out about it from the speakers, demonstrations, and exhibits at West Texas State University's second annual Weekend with Wellness, April 18th and 19th on the WTSU campus.
Bert, I'm with the National Association for Health and Fitness. The programs that we're familiar with that have worked the best in wellness are ones that have professional leadership, full-time leadership that is there. In other words, a company employee that runs wellness programs that has a background in that area. And that person is there every day, and people can relate to them, and they can provide the leadership, as opposed to like somebody that just goes out and buys a health risk appraisal from one vendor and a well coach from another vendor and something else. There's no continuity and there's no presence there. Have any of you found that that's in fact true with the programs that you've looked at?
I think it's good stuff and it makes good sense. When we try to make claims about sort of how prescription medications help, I'd say we're not going to do any sort of internal studies. They all have to be peer-reviewed, published if we're going to be basically sort of touting them. And the problem with this stuff is just that there's not a lot of good sort of peer-reviewed material like this particular thing. Do you have a professional fitness trainer? Is that actually going to sort of lead to sort of substantial improvement in wellness? It seems like a good idea, but annals of healthcare are full of things that seem like great ideas, but then when you do really serious studies of them, they don't turn out to have much effect. And I think we're kind of at the point now where we can say, we're not sure what works. Anybody who comes in and tries to pitch me a wellness program and says, I'm sure about this, I say, show me the data. And it's got to be peer-reviewed data, and it's simply not there. Would you sort of say? And I think, that's what Soren and the RAND team came up with. We've been waiting 2 years for that study to come out. So I'd say we're getting to a point with these wellness programs where we got to about 3 years ago with disease management, which is that they seem like a good idea, but it sure is difficult to get sustained information about how well they work.